Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome to a new video of me, Fuzzball40. Today, I'm going to bring you some more... essentially, I want to explain to you about these profitable sniping filters because people are saying to me, oh, I'm struggling to make coins, X, Y, Z. So, I've just come off of stream. It's Tuesday night. And on stream, in 1 hour, I made 50k. I showed everyone how to do it, and then we gave the 50k away. Don't tell anyone. We gave the 50k away. And people are saying to me, oh, I'm struggling to make coins. Other people, a lot of people are saying to me they're making coins and do it fine. But I want to just go over exactly what you're supposed to be doing so you get an idea of how these profitable sniping filters work. So some of this stuff you would have seen before. It's filters that I've used already. At other times it's going to be new ones that I've come up with today that I've realised that exist and things like that. But I just want to make it clear how you're making these coins and make sure you're buying at the right time. So we'll start off with my trusty Bundesliga. Now it's really, really simplistic. Go to Dusseldorf, right? And look at the defenders. Go centre backs and go silver like we always do. And then we look at what they're selling for. So 7.2, they've been selling for about 6.5 most night. So they're all selling for 6,800 at its lowest, right? I've been buying them all night for 5,000 on stream. It's been really easy, to be fair. But 6,800. So EA take 5% tax off of that, right? So 6.8 is... 6.8's like 10%, 5% off of that. Top of my head, about 3,350 coins, basically, come off. So the cheapest I've got to buy is 6.4 to make any sort of money, but I don't do that. I'll go and buy it at about 6 and lower. So I'm making 400 coins a card. So what you need to be doing is thinking about what it is you're buying and what it's like to sell for. And what this does require is some form of market knowledge. Because if you buy when these cards are really, really high and you don't sell, you're unlucky for some reason you don't sell. If you buy these cards when they're at 9k and then you don't sell and they drop down like they have done today because they've been silver cards put on the market by the Nabri SBC, you'll lose out on the K, 2k, and you'll lose money. You've got to buy at the right time and buy and sell at the right time. Don't try and look for ridiculous profit. One guy said to me he bought one of these cards for like, I think it was like 4,000 and tried to sell it for 8,000. What's the point? List it for 6.5. List it for like near the lowest one you're going to get and you're still getting 2k profit. So, and the other thing as well, don't get hung up on one league. Everyone's saying to me, I've been doing the Bundesliga. That's great, do the Bundesliga. But look at other leagues, look at other options. So I've told you about the 3 teams in this, but there are loads and loads and loads of other leagues you can do to offset that. So there are CSL, there's plenty of leagues. There's Ligue 1 like I've shown you, right? I showed you Ligue 1, I showed you CSL, and I also showed you other ones like, some of these methods are twofold. So this left winger that I showed you the other day, right? The left wing method. So this left winger, La Liga Santander, let's go to that, Nation Spain, right? I showed you the day that I sold those fan meats for like 1,200 coins a pop, right? I looked earlier on, and he's selling for 550 and 500. Cordoba's there as well. Like, you can buy these cards here and put them by, or you can wait for the market to come again, because they will come again, and SPC will come along. The Black Friday is coming, loads of SPC is going to drop, or you're going to need these left wingers. Go and buy them, stick them in your trade pile, but flip them at the right time. If you go and buy those wingers now, 550, great, you're going to make coins in the long term, but right now you're not going to make anything because they're at that price. You're not going to be able to sell them. So obviously you've got to think, what are they selling for? How much are you going to sell them for? And it's that thing that I think people are disconnecting sometimes. Not all of you, I think 90% of you are fine. It's the 10% that I'm here trying to help now and get it right. I told people about Valbuena and I had a guy message me saying my Valbuena's not selling. I said, what did you pay for him? And he said, oh, 3,000 and something like that because that's what it was at the time. I said to him, don't buy him at that point. There was no need to buy Valbuena when it's at 3,000. I know, we know, and because I know the market, I've done my research, he sells for usually about 2,000 at a time. So I'm not going to buy one for like 3,000 if I don't need to. I'm going to look at it and go, okay, cool, there's 1,800 there. Not worth my time. But I wouldn't mind buying those ones because I know I'd probably make my coins back if not make slightly more on top. I'm not going to buy them at 3,500. So to me, that doesn't make any sense. The other thing as well that I taught you guys, I showed you the profitable sniping players. Everyone's been sniping those same players. Don't just go and snipe Sissoko and Wan-Bissaka and Felipe Anderson. There are plenty of other cards that are desirable. Koulibaly, Manolas. Look at the other leagues. I'd steer away from this. Stay away from Ligue 1. I don't think there's that much value in Ligue 1. I don't see a reason to go into Ligue 1. I'd steer away possibly from the Bundesliga, but it's up to you. If you know it well enough, then go for it. But Serie A is quite a popular league this year, always going to be, because it's got Ronaldo, you've got Manolas and that at the back, Koulibaly at the back, those sort of players that are desirable. Now let's have a little look at what's going to see Manolas quickly. 10, 20. I think it was like 12k at weekend, to be fair. I don't know why I've gone so high. By the way, for the coins that this guy costs, he's like worth every penny. He's ridiculously good. He's gone up since the weekend. Crashed on Sunday. So 14,250. It's about 14k for him, basically. So if you're going to go and snipe him, you need to be looking at like maximum 13 to make any sort of coinage off of him. I'll try and get one now. It probably won't happen, but you never know. But that's not really where I'm at now, is where you want to be looking at as your maximum. Like, you don't really want to be anywhere more than that. I'll go to like 30 and try and get one. But make sure you're sniping the right players. Don't go and snipe them and then try and hold on to them and mess about. I did tell you guys that when I do this, I do it on stream. I do it live on stream every single night, and I make 50k an hour. That's with talking to my chat. If I'm grinding it out and sweating it out, I can make 10 times more than that. I can literally make so much more than that. So that's explaining to you how this works. Just make sure that you're not all going for the same players, and make sure you come up with new ones. A guy said to me earlier on, he found left wingers and left mids and right mids and left wingers and right wingers from this Chinese league. Another guy was like, he was looking at Vardy and Rashford in the Premier League because they're crashing price. People listing them cheaper, which is another really good option. Ferdinand Mendy's gone down. Those sort of players. Look at those sort of players to be sniping. I do want to talk to you guys about Black Friday. People have been asking me when's the best time to sell your team, and that's a question in the same ilk as how long is a piece of string, okay? There's no best time to sell your team. You need to look at the market, look at what the market's selling for, look at what the market's doing, look at what the players are doing, and then go for it. This time last year, players were crashing like mad. Neymar, if anything, has gone slightly up. He's gone up to about 870k when I checked on stream earlier on. So be mindful of that. Be mindful of the fact that Neymar is not going down, and the meta players are usually a good place to start. So your sort of desirable players and the average players will crash at this point. It's going to happen. They're all going down. Look at Manolas. A few weeks back, he was 30, 40, 50k. He's now down at like, what, 14. But the meta players are what you want to be looking at for a market crash, because when they start to crash, you know the market's down and the market's falling apart. So you've got to be mindful of that. Black Friday technically is not this weekend after. I'm assuming that's when EA are going to drop it, because that's when they usually drop it, but you never know with EA. They could probably drop it like a Wednesday, knowing them. But I'm going to be bringing out a series, so my mornings are going to be taken up with sort of sniping filters and players I've been sniping and updating you on the Trade into Glory. At the moment, the Trade into Glory is relatively stagnant because I gave away the coins I did on stream today. Just as a way of saying thank you for the support, because we hit 100 followers. But we will be like looking now to push on with different trading types and trading methods. But the evenings, I want to be doing sort of a market watch and giving you guys an idea of what the market's doing. The plans to have sort of 11, 12 players in there that are meta players and what they're doing, and then desirable players and what they're doing. And to give you an idea if the market's crashing, is that way you haven't got to ask me, you haven't got to stress out about whether or not your players need to be sold, whether they're going to be selling, whether they're not going to be selling. You'll know just by watching that video what the market's doing at any given time. So that's that. So, the basics of it right now, the basics I'm saying to you right now, with the sniping filters, come up with some for yourselves. Use the ones I've given you by all means. Come up with the ones I've given you yourselves. And Black Friday is coming. Be mindful of that on the market. It's going to make a huge difference to your club value. If you've got meta players and they start to drop off, think about selling. I always hold for a day or two to see. I'm happy to lose 20, 30k if I've got the risk of maybe gaining some of that back if they bounce back. So think about that. There's one other thing I'll talk about in this video. It's a really simplistic thing I'm going to talk about now. But I'm going to do a more in-depth video about it coming up, right? And that is the method of rash investing, okay? So tomorrow, Team of the Week's coming, okay? So about 3 o'clock, I think it is, they announce Team of the Week. And they say Team of the Week is going to have X, Y, Z in it. You've got about 3 hours between that Team of the Week being announced and the players dropping into packs, okay? Now what happens when those players are in packs, they're not packables in their normal cards. So some players go up in price. Meta players tend to go up, but I wouldn't worry about them too much. The sort of players that I'm bothered about are players like this one, Jesus. So you know this special card came out, right? So his Road to the Final card came out. By the way, it's a really good card if you haven't used it. For very cheap. This card came out, and he left packs in the Road to the Final, and his normal card was going for like 900 coins, right? At the time, that's a special card. It was the normal one. What happened when that card was in packs? This card says 900 coins. It went to 1600 because you couldn't pack him, but people still wanted him for teams or needed him for SBC solutions. So when that Team of the Week gets released tomorrow, technically it's today for you guys. You'll be watching this as if it's today. So when that Team of the Week gets released, look at the players. Now I'll show you a Team of the Week prediction. Let's find it now quickly. Do not go and invest straight away because I don't want you to go, I've lost coins because you told me to do this and this and that. But I just want to show you. So it's the football community ones now. Let me just show you on desktop. So, like, you've got Kane, Ronaldo, Hazard. Wait, this looks like a really good team to beat. Kukoviak, Ben Chilwell perhaps get another one. Ericsson. I don't think all these will get one, to be fair. This is the football community. But look at people like, I think Donk does a good one every week. Look at the players that are going to be on there. Let me just see if we can get a better one. Better team prediction. I mean, a lot of these are similar, but look at the players here. So Ginter perhaps could be a good option if you think he's going to get one. Moreno could be a really good option. Who else we got? Harry Wilson. Players like that aren't going to be in packs anymore, that aren't going to be available. They're good ones to go in and rash investing. So the moment you see they're in packs, like I'm just going to have a little look now quickly. Let's just have a look at, let's go with Ginter. I think Ginter sells for quite a bit normal anyway, but let's have a little look. Because he's a good one because he's needed for the League SPC as well. So he's quite an expensive one as it is standardly. So maybe not the best idea to show that one. Just buy one for the sake of it. Just stick on my show point, you never know. But if he drops off in price, or if there's another one here, I'm trying to think, Chilwell perhaps. I don't want to buy 2,000 for it. I'll show you it. We'll go back to this so you can see what I'm doing. Chilwell perhaps. Chilwell. Don't know what he sells for normally. I think people have got... No, it's not too bad. So Chilwell here for 1,549. He might go to 2,000, 2,500 if you can get them cheap enough. And it's those sort of players that I think just look at them, and it's called rash investing because it's very rash. You see them in Team of the Week prediction and you go and buy them. And now if that price starts shooting up while you're doing it, I just resell mine straight away. I just go, if I Chilwell that I bought for 1,500 gets to 2,200 because everyone's rash investing, I go, okay, cool, no problem, I sell it straight away. Make 700 coins off the 15 that I just bought. I make myself 10k, so that's another option. But I'm going to do a more in-depth rash investing video over the weekend, especially over Black Friday. It could be massive. And this weekend, I think we've got the Bucharest Foot Champions Cup, which probably means it's going to be like a Romanian requirement, or a requirement specifically for certain players in that SPC. And when that happens, the players go to rash investing. So I'll do a more in-depth version of it. But lads, I've been looking for 20 likes on the previous video to this. If we hit that, I'm going to give you 2 or 3 more meta players that you can be sniping to make some more coins. Again, I don't want to give you everything. I don't want to cause problems on the market. But if we can get to 20 likes on that video, and if we can hit a good 10 on this one, I know this one might not be as popular, but you never know. If we can get a good 10 on this one, then I'll think about maybe giving you 2 or 3 more of the meta players that I'm using to snipe at the moment. And I'm going to drop an icon trading video for you guys, because you've been asking for it, and a special cards trading video because you've been asking for it. I'll actually go and do the icon trading and whatnot, and then show you what I've done. Probably done over the weekend. But that's going to be it for tonight, lads. So this morning for you. I hope you have a really good day. Hopefully this helps you understand how the sniping methods work. If you haven't seen the other videos, go and watch them to see the players you need to snipe and go and have a look at them. And yeah, I'm out for now, lads. Peace. Speak to you soon.